So we'll turn this off until we get some interaction, if we ever get some. Until then, there we go. Hello everybody, anybody that's tuned in to watch this today. I want to take on a root chalice, which is a randomly generated dungeon we got last night from killing the merciless watchers. And then of course we got the central Temerian chalice as well. Current plan is to play everything offline. And of course, this would also help out with people who don't have PS Plus but want to try to platinum the game. This will help them out a bit. So, because this is randomly generated, I have no clue what's down here, but we'll find out. I hear a bell ringing woman. Got a viewer. Hello. So this is a main door. Let's explore a little bit. We might, got this side passage here. I wonder what's here. And so the treasure in this chest is more ritual blood. And yet another ritual blood. That must be the main treasure room. So we are going to try to connect. That's an obvious trap. Yep. 3 fire darts. And there's the right. So we've connected that path. With that, this should be where the main treasure is. And of course, we have the worst merciless watcher we could probably have. Now, I want to have pebbles equipped just in case. pretty good for this early in the game. But we are probably going to hold on to our cold bloods for quite a while so that we can maximize the efficiency of it. In order to do that, we are going to need the rune tool, and we're going to need the moon rune to make that happen. So we're going to do this dungeon, and then we'll get back to the main game. Alright. Check and see if there's any secret doors. Doesn't seem to be. What is this room? Cannon. It's a bit of a nasty surprise to throw at somebody. That'd definitely kill you in one hit this early in the game if you didn't level up your health high enough. Okay. Across the bridge. The switch must be in here. Anybody who might be new to the game might realize that this game does not have shields. Well, there is a couple shields in the game, but that the way to riposte would be to shoot someone right at the right moment to put them into a state for counterattack, which is true. I don't think there's anything else down here. Seems we are good to go to the next area. We have this area. Now keep your eyes open for traps. You could always opt to run alongside the wall if you don't think your eyes are sharp enough to catch any hidden switches. There's some days where I'm on my game and I can catch that, and then some days where I'm terrible and I couldn't catch it, saved my life. So it appears we're going to have a lot of we are going to take our antidote, heal ourselves, and then we're going to deal with this fool. Ritual blood 2. There's a chance we'll have a blood liquor on his body when we come back. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but we need to be prepared for it. Okay. That had to be your friend that jumped down. Yep. Okay. There we go. Turn my mic back on. We got. Of course, the chances are with these randomly generated dungeons is sometimes the treasure is not worth the trouble. Okay, there is no blood liquor, so we'll be alright. Okay. Here we go. What do we got in here? Okay, the beast watchers. Oh, I've got my torch equipped. So obviously, what the dangerous part about this is that they're all on the same level, so you don't have the stairs to help break line of sight. So you just kind of have to thread your way. good backstab. I need to turn the volume down. I just now realized that my volume on my mic has been turned way down low. It's my bad. Actually is quite loud. We'll turn down a little bit more. Layer 2. Keep an eye open for any side areas for treasure. Speak of the devil. So, I hear big, heavy lumbering. That can only mean those Tumerian bagmen. There's a chance we're going to have rats coming up. Oh well. So those blobby guys, that's the first time we've encountered them. Most of the time you don't encounter them until the central Tumerian labyrinth. They're somewhat hard to deal with because they only really take substantial damage from arcane or elemental weapons. All right. So aha, boulders. Secret wall. We'll check that out here in a little bit. Got a viewer. Actually, let me pull up my phone. Nah, you know what? We can turn on comments. Hi, honey. Hello, Sarah. Very strange cross section to a room. Ah. So of course our options is we could drop down There's a cannon, so that's nice to know. He's firing already. So we're going to take that secret door that we unlocked right here. That boulder is very close. How about you, Giggles? You want to fight? Ow, my face. Let's see. Some weird reason I just don't like that screen. Like I like having a full screen view of my stuff. And we got a side treasure. 2 mold. Level 1 and only one of them. That was not worth it. Of course, our next course of action is going to be to climb down here. We have boulder traps. So we must be over the area that had great. Alright. Got 2 viewers. Hello. These guys. No. We're gonna have to do something here. Boy howdy, that became very dangerous very quick. Come on, shoot at me again. Well. That got dangerous very quick. Bone marrow ash, which is a new item that we have not, and we haven't got this before. So let's read the descriptions. A rich droplet of cold blood containing blood echoes, used to gain frenzied blood echoes. This manifestation of madness comes from a mind teetering on the very brink, but has a sane mind ever produced anything of true significance? Oh, we never did talk about shining coins. Various coins that are particularly luminous. There are very few uses for spare change during the hunt, but these will serve as guides through darkness. Or one could save them until morning, if it ever comes. Then bone marrow ash. Additional medium that strengthens quicksilver bullets. According to the workshop, this is a special bone marrow ash collected from Hemwick Charnel Lane, which is a place I do plan on going tonight. Invaluable to hunters with weak blood tinge who require the use of stronger firearms. Excuse me. I believe that should be... Oh, beast blood pellets. We never did talk about them either. Large medicinal pellets, supposedly formed of coagulated beast blood, banned by the healing church due to their unclear origin, grants a spurt of beast blood. A beasthood, I mean. Ripping apart the flesh of one's enemies and being rained upon by their splattering blood invigorates one's senses of beasthood, fitting strength and euphoric feeling alike. Let's talk about tomb mold. Used in the Holy Chalice ritual, mold that grows from rotten flesh and blood inside the old labyrinth matures to bear giant spores. And we will see that as time goes on. Oh yeah, and we never did talk about the saw spear, one of the trick weapons of the workshop, commonly used by those who dedicate themselves to the hunt. This saw effective at drawing the blood of beasts, transforming into a medium range spear. Getting tongue-tied. The saw, with its set of blood-letting teeth, has become a symbol of the hunt, and only grows in effectiveness the more grotesquely transformed the beast. And I believe that may be everything, because I mean, we're not going to go through the blood gems. But we did get a cursed one, which is something to point out. So the cursed ones are usually considered better because of how strong they can be. Like, that's pretty good for early level. Attack versus the kin is the curse. So it's a debuff versus kin type enemies, which are like, well, you know what, well, for those of you who are new, you'll see as time goes on. So far we've been fighting Tumerians and beasts. We haven't fought any kin yet, and we will fight kin eventually. Now that we got the main treasure, let's go check and see what's on the other side of that boulder hallway. Are there any things in here of note? That remains to be seen. We're going to clear these little mob guys out first. Well, I was going to. So if any of you are familiar with the video game Demon Souls, From Software, which is the company that made this game, also made Demon Souls. And originally it was planned for Bloodborne to be a spiritual successor. The armor that you see strewn across the floor is supposed to be the same type of armor of the Bolitarian soldiers from Demon Souls. It's on the cover art of the original PlayStation 3. I'm not sure about the PS5 because it's a filthy remake created by a company that put in pre-order bonuses for late game materials, which is trash. They basically installed an easy mode through a paywall. But supposedly Boletaria was supposed to be Tumeru at a later stage in Tumeru's history. Well, we apparently weren't hurting that much on trying to cross back the other side. But we indeed are done with this side area. Now we can get back to the main area. I'm just happy that we discovered a secret door. A lot of people don't realize this, but Hidetaka Miyazaki, the man who created these games, he is a huge TTRPG nerd. Call of Cthulhu and Dungeons and Dragons are, of course, his favorite games. And so, some people believe that he borrowed a lot of tropes from Tolkien or Lovecraft, and that much is true to a degree, but they're mostly based on their TTRPG counterparts. Secret door. Secret door. Nope. Okay. Alright, so what kind of weirdness we got going on here? Appears to be an empty room. Does not open from this side, which means we need to go around. Got another viewer. Hello, welcome to the stream. You are looking at one of my favorite video games of all time, and it is, if you're one of my people that usually watch my basic fantasy stuff, this is actually what I include in my appendix N, my personal appendix N for what inspires me to write these games. We're actually going through a randomly generated dungeon right now. So, first thing we want to do, these rats are going to be definitely trouble. Don't get me wrong, scattergun guy is going to be rough to deal with. No. As you can see, that can turn ugly very quick. Oh, well, got caught with a stray bullet there. So, yeah, at least we made up for bullet cost. So pull our torch back out. And we're going to continue. What do we get? 2 mold? Yep. Which is more or less useless to us now. And of course you can also, besides just the materials to create more chalice dungeons, these dungeons also contain different versions of weapons that we'll eventually talk about. Didn't dodge that in time. Okay. That was a little bit of a rough go. Let's see if this room was even worth our time. There is a chest here. more blood, ritual blood, which we don't. Yeah, I mean it comes in handy for making Hinter Tomb, I guess, whenever we get the Hinter Tomb chalice, but not really useful. Besides that, I think we have a blood liquor somewhere. Okay, we've unlocked the door. I'll tell you what, if we do have a blood liquor, let's go see. Because I do want to show that off. Because in case we got newer viewers. So, in the Chalice dungeons, if you visceral somebody, counterattack them, there's a small chance that this guy right here spawns. He's a pretty rough fight, but he can drop pretty decent blood gems. And he dropped one. So they're easily damaged with more arcane kind of stuff. So like elemental damage like bolt or fire, or just flat out arcane damage will work too. But you know, this early in the game they can be a little bit harrowing. Like they can do a decent amount of damage. So, what's our next boss? There's no side area here. A Wilbur. Pulled pork sandwiches. Hope you guys like pulled pork. So you dropped a radiant blood gem, which is different. But, you know, it's not useful very much. Because it's just stamina regen, and to be honest with you, stamina regenerates so quick in this game, there's almost no point in using it ever. Except for like a challenge run or something. But even then, most people who choose the challenge runs will not ever choose that. They'll just not upgrade their stuff to begin with. So first off the bat, we have an immediate trap, I believe. I'm trying to kill that guy. So run over here, see if there's any chests, little small chests hidden. There's a trap. Ow. I don't believe there's any point in going here except to get ambushed. Come here, fireman. I believe the second weapon I'm going to choose whenever I do get it is going to be the Blades of Mercy. Twin dagger weapon. Since I'm leaning towards focusing on skill in this new game cycle. As you can see, it's very dark in here. One were to be ambushed, it would be quite surprising. What is this? Quicksilver bullets, which we don't really need. We have plenty of them. So this will be the area that heads towards the liver. Okay, so with that, there has to be something. Know it, even though it's not useful at all. Once we start leveling our skill, which will be the next step, our threaded cane here will definitely do more damage. Our cane is currently a +3, so he doesn't notice us, which is the funny part. Okay. We've unlocked the door somewhere in the old labyrinth. And I wonder how many layers this place has. Because that's the thing about these randomly generated dungeons. Most standard dungeons have 3 layers, with the exception of... That's a trap. Yep, that's an arrow trap. So most standard dungeons have 3, with the exception of Lower Tumaru, which has 4. But each and every one will have a bare minimum of 3 layers. There's also the off chance that you could make a randomly generated one that doesn't have any enemies. I did that before. That was a little strange. And the only way out was to fall to your death at the end, which was a black pit. Is the only way out of the dungeon. So I wonder what's down here. Probably the watchdog again. Is it the hot dog? No, it can't be. Got a fifth viewer. Hello, thank you for tuning in. And it appears that indeed this randomly made dungeon only has 3 layers, and so that seems to be the last boss in here. So now that we have both of the depth 1s cleared, which is strange because I usually run into the uncanny saw cleaver, but I didn't. That's okay, we can always make a randomly generated one and get one. We are totally offline, so we're not using glyphs. Of course, Garriman has left us a note. Ascend to Odin Chapel. And that is where we will be taking our next step. As you can see, we got some pretty decent gems out of this. Is there any difference? Percentages are better, but that's like not like a non-issue at this point. And that is, yeah, I forgot the warm ones are terrible. That boosts rally potential, but that, like, yeah, like, we're going to save that for our triangular slot. Which, by the way, to point this out to people, when it comes to weapons, you can see barely just above physical attack over there. You can see a radial, and a waning shape. This one has a radial triangle. So you can find different forms of these weapons in these dungeons to fit whatever gems you might happen to have that might work better. Of course, there's optimal weapons and stuff like the Lost Chicago is a very famous one, where it has a blood tinge slot. But
good hunter. What is it you desire?
See if she says anything different this time.
Over time, it all. Over time, it.
Nope.
Very well.
Now we do have quite a bit of blood echoes to spend.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Okay, let me pull up chat here. I'm going to keep my screen here. Pull up my chat. And by the way, guys, I am currently sitting at how many subscribers? 107, and I want to thank each and every one of you for doing that. How many subscribers? The doll is evil. That's what my wife says. Yeah, that's a currently a Zeus thing, who's a very famous YouTuber who streams this game. Does weird funky things to it. So, we are going to head back to... Where do we need to go? We're going to go back to Central Yarnum, because there's something we're going to pick up. As you can see, Arcane does pretty good damage now. And it's not because we leveled up our skill. No, no, no. It's because of the gems we put on it. And the best gems are found in those chalice dungeons. This is a path I usually take to get a few extra blood vials, because you'll always have surplus if you farm this right. And we actually got an extra bloodstone shard. And I'll take a look at that comment here in just a little bit. Come here, Mr. Trolley Man. Alright. A good situation to look at the comments, at the chat. What boss is next? We are planning on going to Hemwick Charnel Lane after we check out the church workshop and get some of the extra stuff there. Then we're going to attempt to get down to the old church workshop. Then we're going to unlock things, fight Henrik, talk to Eileen twice, and then we'll head to Hemwick Charnel Lane. So, and then we'll head to Yahar Ghul. No response. So the little girl is indeed gone, and we are about to find out what happened to her. We told her of Eden Chapel in the last episode, and told her of the safe spot there. And we are going to attempt to some more shining coins, and of course more blood vials. I don't think Henrik spawns until you open up certain doors. I'm fairly certain that's correct. But just in case, what we are going to do is instead of using the lamp at uh, instead of using the lamp at the graveyard, we'll go back to the lamp up at Central Yarnum. Red messenger ribbon. Red ribbon that messengers are oddly fond of. The thick, pungent red was drawn from the organs of some unfortunate victim. A strange choice indeed, but perhaps for the messengers, wearing this accessory constitutes a form of mourning. And there's a reason why that is there, and I'll try not to spoil anything until we get there, because I'm just kind of assuming anybody that views this is using this for the first time. They don't know anything about this game. But chances are, no, most of the people that view my playthroughs have played this game ad nausea. So we have got that done. We are going to check on the souls that got ran over by the fireball, and because sometimes they drop extra curatives, which we like. So, now that we have done that, we are going to head back to Cathedral Ward and grab some extra things. So, there's a couple extra things that people normally miss on their first playthrough, and that's what prevents them from getting the platinum, which unlocks the Bloodborne theme for your PlayStation desktop. So, which of course I have. I platinumed this game several years ago. Funny thing is, I didn't get the theme until a couple years ago. And of course, I'm quite proud of it. So as you can see, this is now unlocked. And now we also have this old lady here.
Oh no, I haven't forgotten. Do you think I owe you something? Well, that's a fine lark, I'd say. This whole mess that Yarnum's in, it's all your fault. You pretty outsiders. Our blood's ruined, tainted by your ilk. Don't you come near me. I know your type. You. Stay away from me. I know all your tricks.
So of course Granny is here, but the little girl is not.
Ah, the hunter. Thank you. So that old girl, you told her about this place, right? Well, she don't offer me much in the way of conversation, but still, I'd rather see her alive anyhow. If you find any saint survivors, well, send them along to Erden Chapel, will ya?
So, this guy is one of the few genuinely good people in the game. Like, he literally just wants to help people. So we're going to jump off this elevator halfway through, which we must remember to send the elevator back down. That way we can take it back up. While we're up here, we will get our first rune. A secret symbol left by Carol, runesmith of Bergenworth. The Great One Odin, lacking form, exists only in voice and is symbolized by this rune. Those who memorize it enjoy a larger supply of quicksilver bullets. Human or no, the oozing blood is a medium of the highest grade and the essence of the formless Great One Odin. Both Odin and his inadvertent worshippers surreptitiously seek the precious blood. So we can't use these runes yet. We like the tool, but... And then Messenger Urn Festival. Accessory adored by naive messengers. The messengers wear the urns filled with incense that wards off beasts on their heads upside down, suggesting a predilection to the dark. The inhabitants of the stump appear to have an interest in adornment. Why not let them be happy and revel as babes? So you can accidentally kill him if you roll and jump off there too close. I accidentally did that on my first playthrough ever. And I restarted because of it. We have another Carol rune. Communion. A secret symbol left by Carol, runesmith of Bergenworth. Several runes relate to blood, including communion, which raises the maximum number of blood vials one may carry. This rune represents the healing church and its ministers. Blood ministration is, of course, the pursuit of communion. So real quick before we go any further, so twin bloodstone shards, which is the next thing we need to upgrade our weapon. A solid shard that forms in cold blood. After death, a substance in the blood hardens, and that which does not crystallize is called a bloodstone. At the workshop, these bloodstones are embedded in weapons to fortify them. So, if you have enough of those, you can upgrade your weapon all the way up to +6. And then you will need bloodstone chunks. Bloodstone gem, or a blood-tinge gem, I should say. Have thick cold blood. I don't know if there's any actual difference between it. A thick droplet of cold blood containing blood echoes, used to gain a larger amount of blood echoes. A strong will produces thick blood, doubtless the product of obsession, a potent source of human strength. So, there's a lore note around here, and I think it is up the ladder. Right here. The sky and the cosmos are one. The choir. One of the badges crafted by the Healing Church, the Radiant Sword, indicates the heirs of the will of Ludwig. These hunters, also known as Holy Blades, are what remains of an ancient line of heroes that date back to a very early age of honor and chivalry. Of course, we're in this area now, but it's locked. We can't get through. We lack the key. And so with that, we have literally nothing else to do up here. So what do? Well, we're going to go check it downwards. Well, yeah. There's a couple things we can do. A couple places we can go down here. I personally want to get everything I possibly can. But of course, I am eventually going to have to quit out and go somewhere else to make this happen. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to drop down this ledge. And I made it. First try. So the funny thing is you only hear that sound effect if you have at least 20 in sight, which I have 23 currently. So we have doll clothes. A discarded doll's hat, likely a spare for dress up. Discarded doll clothing, likely a spare for dress up. Discarded doll gloves, likely spares for dress up. Discarded doll skirt, likely a spare for dress up. A deep love for the doll can be surmised by the craftsmanship of this article and the care with which it was kept. It borderlines on mania and exudes a slight warmth. bone of an old hunter whose name is lost. It is said that he was an apprentice to old Garamond and a practitioner of the art of quickening, a technique particular to the first hunters. It is most appropriate that hunters, carriers of the torch, who are sustained by the dream, would tease an old art from his remains. This is a very important item. Give you a heads up, you need this for the secret ending. A relic, a great relic, also known as the Cord of the Eye. Every infant Great One has this precursor to the umbilical cord. Every Great One loses its child and then yearns for a surrogate. The third umbilical cord precipitated the encounter with the pale moon, which beckoned the hunters and conceived the hunter's dream. Used to gain insight, and so they say, eyes on the inside, although no one remembers what that truly entails. So you have a little bit of lore about the hunter's dream. An abandoned doll. Small hair ornament. I think it's in keys. A small, very ordinary hair ornament. Although it has been lost for quite some time, one can still see signs of the care with which this tasteful ornament was once kept. Its color would stand out most brilliantly against a head of grayish hair.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire? What? What is this? I can't remember. Not a thing, only I feel. A yearning, something I never felt before. What's happening to me? Tell me, hunter. Could this be joy?
Silver shining tear stone, used to change into a droplet blood gem that fortifies any weapon. A doll sheds neither blood nor tears, and thus its nature remains unknown. Whoever thinks this is precious must be troubled by severe naivete. Of course, you can change it into a gem that people normally put on their gun because it helps to regenerate health. Oh, and by the way, we do have enough insight to buy this. I think it's in keys, yep. One of the root chalices that breaks various seals in the old labyrinth. The glass chalice, when full, is used in a short ritual to quickly create and join a chalice dungeon. Not for use in a ritual using standard materials. Short rituals are conducted at the makeshift altar. So we are going to go back to Cathedral Ward. We could sell the doll clothes for a lot of a lot of blood echoes, but I'm not going to, because quite frankly, I'm at that point where I could get much more out of just simply playing the game. So with that, we are going to head back and try to drop our way down to the bottom, because there's some items that I do want that are found only on the way down without going through the church workshop. Hat that messengers are oddly fond of. A nice top hat rounds out any Yarnum gentleman. There is a body around here somewhere. There he is. The crazy part is trying to see. He's very strange because he's normally only found in the Chalice dungeons. A secret symbol left by Carol, runesmith of Bergenworth, a transcription of the roar of a labyrinth beast. The bearer of the beast rune has accentuated temporary transformation effects. Beast is one of the early Carol runes, as well as one of the first to be deemed forbidden. The discovery of blood entailed the discovery of undesirable beasts. So we don't want to go too far ahead. And there's a reason for that.
Curses. A night to remember. What you say, friend?
More clothing. and we will read that in a minute. Common Yarnum cap, well worn and losing its shape. Common Yarnum clothing, well worn and damp with sweat. More twin bloodstone shards, and Madman's knowledge. And we're going to face our first kin type enemy down here. We got a fire blood gemstone. So let's try to flip him over. As you can see, he's got tendrils shooting out of pretty much every orifice of his skull. This is what is called a brain sucker. They are basically, for those of you that play TTRPGs, that's a mind flayer. Albeit a low level one. One that's only interested in doing damage and stealing your insight. So not quite the alien master race from the games that we are so accustomed to, but now that we are here, we shall unlock this particular door, this particular gate, for there is a reason. Numbing mist. Throw to create a mist cloud that numbs a hunter's life essence and prevents restoration of HP. So it's mostly a PvP item, but there are NPC hunters in this game as well that you have to fight. Said to be used by the blood hunters of Canehurst. Its recipe is a secret closely guarded by the line of nobles inhabiting the castle. And we do plan on going to Canehurst whenever we can. Hat that messengers are oddly fond of, symbol of the preventative hunters of the healing church. Did terrible that time. I really did. I'm normally not that terrible. And so we have a shield. Wooden shield. a crude wooden shield used by the masses who have arisen to join the hunt. Hunters do not normally employ shields, ineffectual against the strength of the beasts, as they tend to be. Shields are nice, but not if they engender passivity. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek nod to the fact that many people in Dark Souls would hide behind shields instead of actively fighting. So we'll kill him for now, but we're going to let him kill us later for a very good reason. Of course, we need our familiar friend to pop back up here, but we won't see her for a while. So we are going to be on our way to So we're not going to explore this part too much. Don't get me wrong, we will later. But for now, it'll be enough that we opened up the doors. But there's also a fella up in here that I wish to get my hands on. Because there's twin bloodies right behind them. Actually, we'll go ahead and explore this little area over here. We can go ahead and grab some things in the meanwhile. Poison knife. A knife slathered in poison. This curved knife is as thin and sharp as a surgeon's blade, often used for self-defense by special doctors in the healing church. They say that hunters traditionally avoid the use of poison, likely because the poison is too slow to act in the heat of the hunt. We'll take a look at the clothing set here in a second. More poison knives. We have things to do down here, but so we'll climb up that ladder here in a little bit. But for now, let's take a look at the clothing set we got. Attire of Healing Church Hunters, the Holy Shawl, symbol of the Healing Church, letters proudly on their backs. White surgical gloves, the intricate embroidery weaves a spell that protects their wearer. Most Healing Church hunters are elementary doctors who understand the importance of early prevention of the scourge, achieved by disposing of victims and even potential victims before signs of sickness manifest themselves. Their black attire is synonymous with fear and that peculiar Yarnum madness. The church engages in the hunt in a medical capacity. When a cancer is discovered, one must pinpoint its location, reach in, and wrench it from the host's bosom. With that, we have a couple of NPCs we are going to talk to.
Oh my, what a queer scent. But I take it over the stench of blood and beasts any day. What is it then? I'm off during hunts, so if that's what you're here for, I'll leave you to your own devices. If that doesn't do it, come back in the morning, darling. Oh, thank goodness. You're a hunter, right? Might you know of a safe place? The night is long, and a very little of the incense left. Please, there must be some nice place to run off to.
Telephone chapel.
Oh, thank you, darling. Maybe I'll see you there.
We'll talk to this fella over here.
You? You're not from around here, are you? Or an outsider who's come to join the hunt? What a pathetic idea. You what? What, you think I'm a beast? Well, maybe I think you're a beast. And step away from my castle. Oh, enough of you. What, you think this is funny? Well, I certainly don't, so be gone with you. I'll have nothing to do with your beast hunts. What's this two-bit nonsense you're peddling? I heard you told that wench about some shelter. Well, she's a damn fool to trust an outsider. All right? Well, her sort's probably just fixing to feed some of your coin. All right. What crafty lies does the outsider have today? You think I'm an easy mark? Yeah? Well, give me your best shot.
So the key to this guy is that he will do the opposite of what you tell him to do. So you tell him of Yosefka's clinic.
Yeah, sorry. Too sharp for that bollocks. I know a superstition when I hear one. Outsiders. Even their lies are predictable.
And that's all you have to do for them. Now, we are going to make our way to Hemlock Charnel Lane. We have some things we want to do to try to get our character here, get Kentucky Rex here, a little bit more combat efficient. So we are going to go through here. Of course, you can summon a old hunter there. Okay. You can get that guy's gun, by the way. It's a repeater pistol. And it is actually available to us, but we're not going to worry about buying anything from the Bath Messengers quite yet. So, there's actually some bloodstone shards we can get in the meantime. But it involves fighting a couple of guys down here. Of course, normally I go to Hemlock Charnel Lane first, but I do like the idea of getting my weapons upgraded as quickly as possible. So we have to fight this guy first. I believe our friendly neighborhood, Crawling Madness has escaped. So the next guy, he's very annoying. It appears we are going to have to abort mission because our weapon is starting to break. our durability is down, we have no choice. We are going to have to return. That means we also cannot go to Hemwick Charnel Lane yet, because there are enemies that would be easier to just go ahead and fight and kill than to run past. So, unfortunately, we'll have to go back. But luckily for us, this is a pretty easy area to run by. Now, I had somehow missed an item up there. Can I get there? Yes, I can. Right up here. Oh, it's just Quicksilver bullets. Which, I need to take me a little potty break myself. So, we'll head back to the dream and then fix our things. And we'll head back, try to get more twin bloodstone shards, and get a head over to Hemwick Charnel Lane. So with that, I'll see you here in a few minutes. I hath returned. So, let's see how bad off our weapon is. So, as you can see, that little icon there indicates that our weapon is at risk of breaking. As you can plainly see, durability is 60 out of 200. So yes, we will need to repair that. While we're at it, we can go ahead and fortify for just a bit more damage. Now we are going to return to Cathedral Ward. We're going to take the same route back up to where we were, because it's pretty easy to outrun the enemies there. There's no real need to fight them. But they also give us a chance to kill more crawling madness, get a couple things we couldn't get before. So, we'll be okay. Most people don't talk about getting the crawling madness in that area we're about to go to, but
Oh, the hunter. Thank you. To that old man, you told him about this place, right? Well, he don't offer me much in the way of conversation, but still, I'd rather see him alive anyhow. And I sort of hope that my asking you turn out to, you know, help him out in the end. I've never been any use to anyone, you see. Just happy about it, is all. If you find any sane survivors, well, send them a note. If you find...
okay. So, something he didn't touch upon is that this lady right here is actually the most friendly to him. And she's, to put it quite frankly, she's a prostitute.
Oh, hello, dear. You weren't lying. This is a safe place. Thank you. I'm in your debt. I'd like to tender my thanks, but I haven't much to offer. All I can give is my blood. But would you even take a horse blood? Oh, good. Come close, dear.
So we got a gesture, and we also got blood of Ariana. Blood taken from Ariana, Cathedral Ward woman of pleasure. The sweet blood of Ariana restores HP and temporarily speeds stamina recovery. A member of the old healing church would know that her blood is similar indeed to precisely what was once forbidden. And we will have some lore on that. And of course we have the old man here.
Ah, you. The swindling off-comer. Did you really think that'd work? No fooling me. Now, off with you. You heard me. Go away. I can't stand the stench of your lying breath. I'll spare you one nugget of advice. Beware the blind man. There the beggar sits at the bottom of the bloody food chain, and then he's here acting like he owns the place. He's not to be trusted. What's he want with all those people anyway? That little weasel has a murky past, I'm telling you.
Of course, he's referring to our friend over there, the church dweller.
Give it a rest, please. I've no time for your petty lies. But what, just go away now. I can't stand the stench of your lying breath.
You.
Okay. So, anyways, let us go back to smashing things. Get some free bloodstone shards from it. Now, since we're going about this a little bit more smarter than we were before, again, we're going to hold on to our blood echoes so that we can really make our gains efficient. So we are going to just run away from this guy. I don't think he will follow us up here. Because we want to try to backstab him over and over again. He is not facing us, so we can get away with backstabbing him again. So we're going to run up the steps, hope that he doesn't chase us again. And that'll hopefully be the end of it. So he returns to his area. And from thence we can because we messed up the backstab. I don't know how we messed it up, but we messed it up. There's a crawling madness down here that I want to kill. We've got that. Now we want to go back up here and we want to kill one of these guys right here. Got him that time. You do want him as dead as quick as possible. So now we've entered this area. Got him. So we want to try to drag this guy over here. Because we don't want to trigger the crawling madnesses just yet. So there you go. There'll be another upgrade waiting for us. And of course we're in a church. Very strange, odd church. And just like with before, that will all be explained in time. But for the time being, I believe we are done. We are going to go to Hemlock Charnel Lane. I'm not going to kill all the enemies in that first run through because, to be honest with you, it's not worth it. But just the ones that are blocking the main way.
Bless us with blood. Bless us with blood.
So we've gotten ourselves another neat little item, and we'll take a look at that in a little bit. More bold hunter's marks. And now we enter the way to Hemwick. Got more bone marrow ash. Good deal. And with that, we're in a pretty safe area. So let's take a look at what we got. An exquisite eyeball, removed quickly after death, or perhaps even before, used to unlock the seal of the old labyrinth hinder tombs. So now that we're here, we are in a place that not only is going to help upgrade our weapon to a nice +6, but that we are also going to be in an area that's going to help us accomplish the goal of getting more blood echoes quickly.
Do you hear the graveyard murmurs? Then it's almost time. Oh, I can't wait. I just can't wait.
Okay, crazy. So, with that, set up here. How about a rock? Of course, it didn't do much damage, but it was to prove a point. What was that point? I rock. That was my point. So, we have this lady hiding down here. Nice. I needed to replenish my pebble supply. Did I grab that? Add man's knowledge. I'm pretty sure I did. I just want to make sure. Yes, I must have. A triangular shaped gem. It's crawling madness up here. Another gemstone. In case you needed another radial. Equip our gun. We are now on the other side. And there is Forsaken Castle Canehurst. And we will make our way there eventually. But you can see it in the distance. Gotta wake up pretty early in the morning to catch me with that. So, when you come out of there, you want to be ready to grab this lever. Because these guys are not terrible. They're not hard, especially if you know how to parry. But, just in case. So, there is... Aha, there it is. I knew there was an item to grab. So of course the dogs are always good for helping to farm twin bloodies. So, with that, and in case anybody's wondering, no, I do not plan on going back to the dream to waste all my insight. I want to keep it. So we are going to, quote, fight in hard mode, end quote. So, we have more items we want to take a look at. Oh yeah, I never did talk about bolt paper. Coarse paper that applies bolt to weapons when rubbed, invented by Archibald, the infamous eccentric of the Healing Church Workshop, artificially recreates the blue sparks that are said to surround dark beasts. Unlike the other strange weapons created by Archibald, this one was favored by many hunters, in particular those who had even once laid eyes on a dark beast. Oh, yeah, and the lead elixir, heavy, syrupy, liquid medicine, temporarily shifts weight to make deflection of attacks easier, but must be used with care, as it also slows movement with no change to defense. Its recipe for this mysterious concoction is unknown, but some postulate that it materializes only within the most desperate nightmares. Of course, we got the Lake Code rune that transcribes inhuman sounds. This transcription of the Great One's inhuman voices ripples like a watery reflection. This rune means lake, and those who memorize it enjoy reduced physical damage. Great volumes of water serve as a bulwark guarding sleep and an augur of the eldritch truth. Overcome this hindrance and seek what is yours. So we start getting into the more Lovecraftian elements of this game, of which there are many, 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 many more. Okay. I believe that's it as far as item descriptions are concerned. So, next thing we're going to do is we're going to get ready to fight the boss, but we're going to kill some enemies while we're at it. Tempering blood gemstone. And of course we have another triangular gem. And now we are going to get the last crawling madness we could possibly get. Madman's knowledge. And here we go with the boss fight. Oh no. That's how bad things happen. That could have been bad, but it luckily wasn't. And we have a lot of echoes we need to get rid of. So we have our next very important item, the Rune Workshop tool. Runesmith Carol, student of Bergenworth, transcribed the inhuman utterings of the Great Ones into what are now called Carol runes. The hunter who retrieves this workshop tool can etch Carol runes into the mind to attain their wondrous strength. Provost Willem would have been proud of Carol's runes, as they do not rely upon blood in any measure. Actually, with all the stinking echoes we have, we might as well just go ahead. Like, who cares for efficiency at this point? We're ready to level some stuff up. First and foremost, obviously, our weapon. Our weapon is the most important thing. Blood gem fortification. Anything new or better? Not that I can see. How about for our gun? That's immensely better.
Welcome home, good hunter. I must have drifted off. What is it you desire? Very well. Let the echoes become your strength. Let me stand close. Now shut your eyes.
Okay. So we had 10 levels just sitting there. Can we...
Welcome. What is it? Over time, it all... Over time, it... Farewell.
So, okay, anyways, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Yahar'gul. We have a very good weapon. Actually, we are going to, before we go to Yahar'gul, anyway, before we go to Yahar'gul, we are going to go kill Henrik. We want him dead. And we want to help Eileen with killing him. So let's go to the Cathedral Ward, like normal. We are going to help Eileen kill Henrik, because Henrik drops a really good rune that will help us in attaining more blood echoes faster. So first off, we want to talk to Eileen, and Eileen can be found over here to the left.
Oh, hello there. Perfect timing. I must warn you not to go near the tomb below Erden Chapel in the Cathedral Ward. Henrik, an old hunter, has gone mad, and he's my mark.
And we get a gesture. Well, we are going to help Eileen in accomplishing her goal in life, and that is to slay blood adult hunters. They got a little close there for a second. We've got the air rune.
That wasn't necessary of you, but you have my thanks. We made it with our lives. You're not bad at all. You must have killed Gascoigne as well, then. He was falling apart, I'm sure it had to be done. But try to keep your hands clean. A hunter should hunt beasts. Leave the hunting of hunters to me.
Good deal. So now we are going to head back to the dream. We're going to equip this room because it's imperative that we do that. We want to get that on as quick as possible. Speaking of which, we shall indeed read the item description of it. A kettle rune that transcribes in human sounds. The air sees the sentimentality in the warmth of blood. It acknowledges visceral attacks as one of the darker hunter techniques. More blood echoes gained from visceral attacks. Perhaps the air is a hunter who bears the echoing will of those before him. And of course, since our character is pretty adept at visceral attacks, this will be great. So our next goal as far as leveling up is to level up our skill to 50, and then our
Welcome home, good hunt.
vitality.
Over time, it all
Okay.
very well.
Can we level up? Nope, not enough. But we can always use them in other ways. For example, we can buy items, and we can buy clothing. So what we're going to do is we are going to, nope, well, yeah, let's buy that. And then we'll buy the hunter axe and the Kirk hammer. Then we're going to buy the blunderbuss. After all, we want to get the most mileage out of our echoes before we inevitably lose them. So we want the air rune. The next room we're going to get is the moon. And the moon is exactly where we're getting ready to go. Oh, and we'll head back to the dream when we get ready to equip the moon rune. That way we can also get a hold of Henrik's set. you'll see the reason why we did that. Now we're going to explore this place a little bit more thoroughly when we come back, but what I want to do is grab what I believe we need and then get out of here. There's a note there. But there's notes everywhere, and we'll pick up as we go along. This is an area that normally, without taking this little shortcut, you will never access until near the end of the game. So, with that, let's take a look at our moon rune. A secret symbol left by Carol, runesmith of Bergenworth. A transcription of moon is spoken by the Great Ones inhabiting the nightmare. Gain more blood echoes. The Great Ones that inhabit the nightmare are sympathetic in spirit and often answer when called upon. Of course, we'll get the more clearer moon rune as we go along. We'll leave everything else open. So let's buy Henrik's set. Hunter's hat worn by Henrik the Old Hunter. Attire worn by Henrik the Old Hunter. Trousers worn by Henrik. The taciturn old hunter Henrik was once partners with Father Gascoigne, and though they were a fierce and gallant duo, their partnership led to Henrik's tragically long life. Henrik's unique yellow garb is resistant to bolt and will be of great help to any hunter who has inherited the onus of the hunt. As you can see, we've also gained more access to these headstones. We have the Frontier headstone, which is Hemwick. We have the Unseen headstone, which is Yahar Ghul. Finally, we have the Nightmare headstone, which we have not accessed yet. So, an interesting thing to note is that the abandoned old workshop is put in the same category as the Hypogean jail. But let us go back and more thoroughly explore the place. We will now be efficiently getting more echoes with each kill. Plus there's some weapons and armor and stuff that we can get while we're here. Come on up here, buddy. There we go. Let's get more echoes. And with that, So let's read these notes while we're making our way through. Nightmarish rituals crave a newborn. Find one and silence its harrowing cry. Ow. So let us go down. I don't believe there's any notes in here. There is on the other side, though. Madmen toil surreptitiously in rituals to beckon the moon, uncover their secrets.
Oh, merciful God, help me. In the name of the healing church, cleanse us of this horrible dream.
I don't think there's any more notes down here, is there? But here we see another NPC. Here.
Oh, please leave me be. Don't take me, please. Oh, please, dear God.
So here's the thing. She will not talk to you unless you are wearing either the white or black church garb or Gascoigne's garb.
By your garb, the healing church, you've come to save me. Oh, thank you, dear saint. I have no words to express my relief. You can take this, at least. It's sure to please an upstanding member of the church like you. Oh, thank you so much, dear gods. Thank you so much. I was seized on the street by the hulking brute in the cathedral ward and locked up here. There were many others, but they've been taken away. And I've heard moans echoing in the distance ever since. So, the hunt is on tonight. Then the streets are perilous, and every door will be shut tight. Perhaps it isn't my place to ask, but do you know somewhere that might take me in?
Televogen Chapel.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll set out as soon as I can. I pray for success on your hunt, kind hunter. I'll set out as soon as I can. I pray for success on your hunt, kind hunter.
So yeah, that's Latin. Alright, so let us take a look at the set that we just got. Iron helmet worn by hunters of the unseen village. Thick black pullover worn by hunters of the unseen village. The gloves, and of course trousers of the hunters of the unseen village. Hunters of Yahargul answer to the village's founders, the School of Menses. Hunters in name only, these kidnappers wear their black hoods low to shadow their eyes. These kidnappers blend into the street, blend into the night wearing this attire. This helmet is made of metal, a rarity for hunter garb, and has high defense, but only against physical attacks. Designed primarily to defend from physical attacks, the binding of thick rope serves both to protect its wearer and restrain his foes. Designed primarily to defend from physical attacks. So it's actually really good in terms of what helps in terms of physical resistance in this game. It's a very common armor that you'll see for Blood level 4 runs. Of course, most of this level is locked out this early in the game. So, but we have another note. Behold, a pale blood sky. And of course that makes no sense now. But we'll be coming back here later. Oh yeah, we have a couple more weapons we can talk about. One of the trick weapons of the workshop, commonly used in the hunting business, the saw, effective at drawing the blood of beasts, transforms into a long cleaver that makes use of centrifugal force. The saw, with its set of bloodletting teeth, has become a symbol of the hunt and only grows in effectiveness the more grotesquely transformed the beast. One of the trick weapons of the workshop, commonly used on the hunt, retains the qualities of an axe but offers a wider palette of attacks by transforming. Boasts a heavy blunt attack, leading to high rally potential. No matter their pasts, beasts are no more than beasts. Some choose this axe to play the part of executioner. Trick weapon typically used by healing church hunters. On the one side, an easily handled silver sword. On the other, a giant obtuse stone weapon, characterized by blunt strike and extreme force of impact. The church takes a heavy-handed, merciless stance toward the plague of beasts, an irony not lost upon the wielders of this most symbolic weapon. A unique trick weapon contrived by Archibald, the infamous eccentric of the Healing Church workshop. Striking this particular iron morning star flail like a match generates the same blue sparks that blanket a dark beast. Unfortunately, for reasons untold, the hunters of Archibald's time did not fully take to the device. And that is, of course, the Tinatrus. Blunderbuss created the workshop for the hunter's line of work. Hunter firearms are specially crafted to employ quicksilver bullets fused with the wielder's own blood, boosting damage against beasts. The impact of this highly effective weapon counters beasts' swift movements, and its wide spread is an eye-on guaranteed to hit the mark. So, let us continue on. We have almost explored everything there is to explore in this particular part of the level. Okay, so you have to kill them with a visceral in order to get the bonus. Makes sense. Get more twin bloodstone shards. Frenzy cold blood. Oh shoot, I didn't realize she was that close. Of course, there's no real reason to stand and fight them. We will be coming back here later. So, you can, of course, summon Defector Antal for this fight. Nah, we won't. We won't be doing that. Actually, yeah, you know what? We should probably start summoning NPCs just to show them off a bit. And we'll do that when we go back to the dungeons as well. So the first thing you see with old hunter defector Antal, he carries a church pick. I believe that's a flame sprayer. And of course, he wears the Yahar Ghoul set. The interesting part of his name, defector, well, not really sure what that means. He uses weapons that are generally associated with the Healing Church, and Yahar Ghoul is associated with the School of Menzies, not the Healing Church. So, of course, there was a schism between the Healing Church and the School of Menzies. So, it is assumed that by defector, he's defected from the school of, he's either defected from the School of Menzies in favor of the Healing Church, or he defected from the Healing Church in service to the School of Menzies. Whichever came first can only be postulated by the gear, the equipment he has on his person. I should start cooperating with NPCs more often. That way I can show them off and kind of give my thoughts on them. Badge crafted in secret by Archibald, the infamous eccentric of the Healing Church. For his friends, Archibald was fascinated by the blue sparks that emanate from the hides of the dark beasts and dedicated his life to its artificial reproduction, in a style of inquiry that, incidentally, closely followed the methodology of Bergenworth. We will be coming back here in just a minute. We have some things we want to do, of course. Okay, I don't believe we picked up any new gems.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is over time? It very let me.
Okay.
Farewell, good mate.
Okay. Let's see if Garamond is out and about. Of course, we have the chance to purchase more items should we so wish. We do not have enough for that. So how about firearms? Repeating pistol, typically used by healing church hunters, crafted with mostly metal parts and exhibiting a complex design. The repeating pistol fires 2 shots at once, making it a ravenous consumer of quicksilver bullets. Should be used sparingly compared to its workshop counterpart as the trump card in one's arsenal. See if Garriman is. Aha, here he is.
Oh, Lawrence, what's taking you so long? I've grown too old for this. Of little use now, I'm afraid. Oh, Lawrence, what's taking you so long? I've grown too old for this. Of little use now, I'm afraid.
So he only appears occasionally in the dream, but he's always welcome anytime we see him, because he sometimes drops rare dialogue. So we are going to go back to... Oh yeah, it's not in the Unseen, it's over here. The Graveyard of the Dark Beast, which is, curiously enough, in the Yarnum section. And you'll see why soon. So, we will be having an audience with Jira.
Well, well. How did you get in here? It's no matter. What brings you to Old Yarnum? I've no interest in matters further up. But you must not disturb this place. The beasts do not venture above, and mean no harm to anyone. If you still insist on hunting them, then I will hunt you first. You understand me? Yes, very good. I no longer dream, but I was once a hunter too. There's nothing more horrific than a hunt. In case you fail to realize, the things you hunt, they're not beasts. They're people. One day you will see. It's time you got going. But first, a farewell gift. I have no use for it anyway. What is it? Surely I need not repeat myself. Go, I say. You have the whole night to dream. Make the best of it.
Is it the blood, or are you just raving mad? When the frail of heart join the fray...
You're the beast. Just think about what you're doing. It's utter madness.
And with that, we can actually explore one of the few places we didn't reach without much contest. But first, this man. Here's a fun weapon to play with. Trick weapon crafted by the workshop heretics, the powder kegs. A prototype weapon serving as a simple firearm spear, possibly crafted in imitation of a lost Canehurst weapon. Lacks any notable function, saving that it is the only trick weapon with an attached gun. And that brings me to the powder keg badge. Badge crafted by the powder kegs, the heretics of the workshop. The powder kegs' adoration of complex design and big booms culminated in weapon designs that contrast with those traditionally of the workshop. The late powder kegs, bless their souls, had a motto: if a weapon ain't got kick, it just ain't worth it. Red moon hangs low, and beasts rule the streets. Are we left no other choice than to burn it all to cinders? One of the staple articles of hunter attire fashioned at the workshop, a product of the scourge of the beast that once plagued old Yarnum and culminated in the town's fiery cleansing. The cave's dampness makes it highly resistant to fire. Wearers of this attire hunted down victims of the scourge, who survived the raging flames and stench of singed blood. Designed to be highly resistant to fire, wearers of this attire hunted down victims of the scourge who survived the raging flames and stench of singed blood. You know we're getting good whenever werewolves are being two-shotted. So I believe one of the final things I'll do tonight before I get off will be to indeed take on one last boss. And that will be, of course, Vicar Amelia. We are going to hit up Cathedral Ward. It's always fun to kind of come back to this game because it gives me some ideas for my own games. While we're here, oh hey.
Oh, brave hunter, you're alive. Thank you very much. The town is in disarray, but there are still people here. Together we await the help of the healing church. I cannot begin to express my gratitude to you. The only thing that I can offer is my own lowly blood, if it would suffice. Yes, of course. Come in close. Now, take my blood.
Blood taken from Adela, nun of the healing church, restores an amount of HP, then continues to gradually restore HP for a short time. The healing church nuns are chosen for their merit as vessels for blood, and groomed as blood saints. The mere chance of being treated with their blood lends legitimacy to the healing church and communion. So obviously, the taking of blood and the administration of blood is obviously a very important thing to the religious institutions of the healing church of Yharnam.
Oh, the hunter. Alive and well at that. Another one you sent made it here safe and sound. This place is a haven now for so many. Thanks to you. I'm overjoyed, really, that you'd even give me the time of day. I don't suppose there's anybody out there worth saving anymore, but you did all you could. And so many owe you so much. Amazing, really. Not because you're a hunter, but because you're you. Makes me think, once dawn breaks, maybe I can just, start over. Makes it easier to bear all of this, you see. You've made life easier. Thank you. If you please, kind hunter, when the night of the hunt passes, suppose we could be friends? Maybe? Now, I know I hardly deserve it, but, well, I had to just ask, you know. Out of line. Yes, perhaps so. But, well, give it a thought. If you wouldn't mind, of course.
Of course, in a happier ending, in a happier world, that could happen. But unfortunately, that's not the way Destiny will ever have it for him or for the hunter. No matter what ending you choose, there really is no quote-unquote happy ending when it's put under scrutiny, and I will explain at some point in the future, but for now.
I'll spare you one nugget of advice. Beware the lady of the night. I can see it in her eyes. She deeply resents the young saint. She hears people whisper. She knows what people think of her. Yes. She despises the saint for having what she doesn't. Bloody wench, they should have moved her on ages ago.
And you're gonna get whooped. I promise you. There. Now, let us put that on. And it would probably be a good idea for me to put this on, because we're going to summon an NPC. We're going to summon Henriette, just so we see what she does. So Henriette wears pretty standard attire for a hunter. Hunter garb with a top hat, and she carries the Kirk hammer. So what faction she belongs to, that's hard to say. Okay. Now. Gotta be careful with him. Because his weapon introduces frenzy, which is a mechanic that I know we haven't really experienced in this playthrough yet. But so, heir to the ritual of blood, purveyor of ministration, place your hand on the altar's sacred covering and inscribe Master Lawrence's adage upon your flesh. Alright, let's fight Falcor here. Boy, that got out of hand really quick. Little clumsy perhaps, but got the job done. Usually I do better when I'm solo, but I wanted to show off Henriette. So, Pendant of Vicar Amelia, used to change into a blood gem which fortifies weapons. This pendant passed down among the vicars who head the healing church is a reminder of the cautionary adage, words that will open the gates of Bergenworth.
Master Willem, I've come to bid you farewell.
Oh, I know. You think now to betray me.
I know, but you will never listen. I tell you, I will not forget our adage.
We are born of the blood, made men by the blood, undone by the blood. Our eyes are yet to open.
Fear the old blood. I must take my leave.
By the gods, fear it, Lawrence.
with that, we do have some echoes to catch in, and we will more likely only have enough for one, maybe two levels, and we'll spend it and everything else that we could possibly buy. But as you notice, the messengers are here. The eye of a blood-drunk hunter beckons hunters to the hunter's nightmare. A deformed creature will whisk you away outside Odin Chapel. The eye of a blood-drunk hunter, its pupil is collapsed and turned to mush, indicating the onset of the scourge of the beast. The hunter who goes drunk with blood is said to be taken by the nightmare, destined to wander forever, engaged in an endless hunt. It is a fate that no hunter can escape. So it seems that all hunters are destined for the nightmare.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire? Very well. Let the echoes become your strength. Let me stand close. Now shut your eyes. Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Trick weapon fashioned by the workshop heretics, the powder kegs, favored by the retired hunter Jura. The stake driver, with its queerly complex design, violently drives thick stakes into the flesh of foes. The stake driver allows for high damage critical attacks, but is difficult to use and leaves its wielder wide open. But none of this should bother a mere powder keg. Now let's buy Jura's set. We have not done that yet. Attire of the retired hunter Jura. This worn wolf cap was his trademark, painted with ash in a ceremony to ward off blood. Jura is known through his contact with the powder kegs, the heretics of the workshop. He is said to have been both uncommonly kind and dreadfully foolish. Jura felt defeated by the state of Old Yarnum and renounced his hunter's vows. And so, with that, I will bid you farewell for the night. As always, take care, God bless, and see you on the other side. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.